With about 63% of the vote, Transformers is the winner of the ReBooted poll and gets to be the very first franchise to be featured in this marathon of critique reviews. And since you guys have asked me so nicely, we will be starting with Transformers Prime's sequel. Welcome to the Critique ReBooted, where we take a look at franchises that will never die and determine whether we should tune in or tune out their many series. I'm Song, your resident cartoon connoisseur, and this is Transformers Robots in Disguise. This 2015 Transformers animated reboot was produced by Hasbro Studios, animated by Japan's Polygon Pictures, and distributed by Cartoon Network in the States. Its full completed run had it starting on March 14, 2015, and ending on November 11, 2017. The series was not received the best, with a 6.4 out of 10 score on IMDb, but the voice cast did receive several Behind the Voice Actors awards, and the show was nominated for the 2016 Daytime Emmys. For this review, I watched 26 episodes in Season 1, 13 episodes in Season 2, a 6-part miniseries, and 26 episodes in Season 3 for a total of 71 episodes. Was it truly just mediocre? Let's roll out. Okay, so I understand that Transformers already has a theme song, but I have a problem with bad remixes. The vocals are incredibly tinny and the notes don't particularly work together. And yes, I get it, robots with robot voices, but you can still make it sound good, and they didn't. Visually, we get quick clips and name tags for each main bot, followed by an action sizzle reel, and I think it's serviceable here. They had to fit everything into only 15 seconds, and not all the clips were ripped from the show itself. I appreciate some effort. As for the ending, it's pretty standard. It's only got the scrolling credits accompanied by an instrumental version of the opening, but in my opinion, it sounds way better than the title.
We need to look like something humans will accept. We need to be robots in disguise.
The basic premise of the show is as follows. After Optimus Prime and team save the galaxy during the events of Transformers Prime, Bumblebee is told that Earth needs him again. He and a ragtag group of Autobots find a way to the Nature planet, where they are almost immediately discovered by Russell and Denny Clay living nearby. They also found the crushed remains of a prison ship holding hundreds of Decepticons, and it is now up to Team B to get them all back. This makes for a solid Monster of the Week setup, and while there is often stuff going on behind the backs of the heroes, a Monster of the Week show is really all the program tries to be, and I think it is done fairly well. While lessons are taught with similar themes, they never specifically repeat themselves. Character development constantly grows this way. Of course, not all is perfect, as the morals can get a little bit on the nose sometimes. For example, one episode has Sideswipe blackmailing Strongarm, and then fighting a Decepticon who specializes in blackmail. Because who needs subtlety? Now, that was not my only plot issue. A couple of seasons in, they start to run out of Decepticon ideas, and you can tell because they start bringing back ones from Prime. This is not a problem, mind you, fan service is fine. It's when they find ways to bring back already captured cons over and over again that it gets tiring. Eventually, they just nuke all of the cons at once and still expect to keep running. How? By reusing their foes again, of course. At least until the plot decides to end it. They could have cut half of Season 3 and added it to the second half of the oddly short Season 2, but that's just me. Also, no worries friends, this may be a sequel to Prime, but it is mostly self-contained and you do not need to have watched Prime to understand what's going on. Robots in Disguise has quite the cast, but it mainly focuses on the team of Bumblebee, a police lieutenant trying to find the best way to be his own type of leader, with Strongarm, a teenage cadet adamant on following the rules, Sideswipe, a hot-headed delinquent trying to figure out teamwork, Grimlock, a thick-headed Dinobot who just wants to punch things, and Fix-It, a maintenance bot for the prison ship Alchemore who runs mission control for the team. Each character has their own role to play, and I quite like them with the exception of Strongarm. She's like every cop in a buddy cop comedy at the same time, and it does not mesh well. That and she gets no development at all. She rarely gets an episode to herself, and when she does, it doesn't feel like she learns anything. Any lessons directed at her, she pretends to have known the whole time. It's annoying. She does add to the team though, so it's not unbearable. Along the way, Team B finds support from Russell and Denny Clay, who offer their scrapyard home as sanctuary for the Autobots. Denny runs the scrapyard for a living and is a huge collecting fanatic. He always seems to have just the thing for any situation. His young son Russell is very bright and often offers the bots some earthen advice, not to mention showing them what Earth has to offer, like his favorite horror movies. Together, the two humans help the Autobots retain their cover by disguising themselves and giving locals all kinds of excuses. At first, the show put too much focus on Russell as a main character, but it eventually gives him a back seat that I think actually makes him shine brighter. The main villain of the show is a Decepticon named Steeljaw. While he is never truly the big bad of the program, he is always the main villain. His only goal is to take over Earth for the Decepticons, since there is clearly no place for them on Cybertron. He is cunning and clever, and always seems to be one step ahead of everyone. Character-wise, he's a pretty good villain, but eventually his appearances feel forced, though that is entirely the plot's fault. The characters all hold up well, and it is nice to see. Robots in Disguise combines 2D animation with 3D CGI. Character models and some set pieces are all 3D, while the background is painted and the visual effects are hand-drawn. The 3D characters are cel-shaded, however, so they blend well with the 2D, especially as the series goes on. However, the visual effects look strange during transformations, but that's pretty minor overall. The bots look fantastic, and the humans don't look half bad either, though I suppose they also don't look half great. The facial expressions may be my favorite thing about the animation. When someone smiles, I smile, and I like that. When the show hits the action, it is a great time, and the vivid colors of the bots makes that animation easy to follow. The show never feels stiff or empty, which is important in engaging the audience. The camera is dynamic and adds to the tone of any given scene, which could also be said for the musical cues. I quite like the OST because it fits the situation with whatever track is needed at the time. Of course, it can all fall apart with bad voice acting, and I'm glad to say that this is not the case. The cast is filled with prominent VAs, many of them returning from past series such as Will Friedle as Bumblebee and Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime. The ever-excellent Troy Baker is great as the villain Steeljaw, and I personally quite like Carrie Payton as Grimlock. The main cast does a great job, but I have issues with some of the others. A lot of the human characters have this strange accent, as if they want to make these unimportant characters stand out. It is very jarring and only serves to take my immersion out of the scenes.
Yeah, this is Bob. Something's spooking the animals. Well, wait, I haven't seen anything out of the... Whoa, okay, wait, hang on. Yeah, someone's broken into the elephant pen.
Luckily, this only happens with most of the extra human background characters in the beginning, and is not something that comes up too often. In the grand scheme, the show is presented well and easy to watch. Overall, I think this is a solid series. It looks good and the plot is understandable. However, it tends to lose focus periodically, so I think it could have easily been shorter and more engaging. For these reasons, I recommend tuning into Transformers: Robots in Disguise. But hey, that's just me. What do you think about the show? Let me know in the comments below. I want to thank you all once again for helping me hit my first 100 subscribers and for your input in voting for this new series. If you want to keep up with everything going on with this channel, including events and video progress, please hit that subscribe button and follow me on social media. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have 3 more Transformers series to watch. I'm gonna have a great day today, and I hope you do too. Thanks for watching.